the community. Now, here's Miller and Condon. Miller and Condon on the Iowa Sports Radio Network and 106.3 KXNO.
All right, good afternoon. Welcome, Miller and Condon on a Friday. It's the Iowa Sports Radio Network. Trent Condon and Ken Miller with you for the next couple of hours to talk sports with you. Thanks for starting your afternoon here with us. Busy program, bottom of the hour. Mike Palm is going to join us. He's the VP of Operations at Circa Sports, KXNO and Circa teaming up. More details coming up at 12:30. Be listening for that. As we will have Mike Palm on, we will talk about the announcement a little bit and also pick his brain as they kind of await the NFL schedule to be released, and that should be next Thursday pursuant to their contest, Survivor contest as to how they're going to do that. But the NFL schedule apparently will be coming out next week. We'll talk to Mike about that. Vegas, along with Des Moines. Did you see that from Matt Norlander here today? Amongst I think there was probably 8 cities that are in consideration to be the second Dayton. Mm-hmm. Des Moines is one of which.
Interesting.
That's what I found. And by the way, Sean and Ben Gislason, as Lucas is out today, he's headed to Chicago for the weekend, are going to have Chris Connolly on from the Event Center.
Very timely.
Yeah, very timely. So if there's something to it, but Des Moines apparently is in the hunt. We'll see where it goes. But that's Matt Norlander from CBS Sports, who just covers college basketball. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's his beat. And he's as well connected in that as anybody. Not saying it's going to happen. They do have some competition, but Des Moines is on that list of potential sites to join Dayton, rather, as site number 2. What do you think that if Connolly had his way?
Yes.
I'm guessing that Sean will ask him, what would you rather see in this isn't a Connolly question. This is a Condon question, a fan question. The first weekend of the tournament,
right,
coming to Des Moines every
5 years,
or lock in the first 2 days of the tournament, the appetizer, for 10 years. What would you rather see?
Because of the experiences that I've seen at the former Wells Fargo Arena, now the Casey Center, the year that we had Kansas and Kentucky and Indiana and the Blue Bloods there.
We lucked out, man.
The huge upset when Arkansas pulled off an upset, knocking off, I think, Kansas that year. There's been some incredible, great games. The number of programs that come to our city, talking to fans of those people.
Who love our city.
Des Moines is a nice city.
Yeah, I had no idea.
As opposed to come in for a day. If you win, you're jetting off to the next destination.
Yeah.
You lose, your season's over.
Yeah.
It is once every 5 years because we all know, look, this is something that people did not want. They did not want the expansion outside of coaches.
And me, and I'm back on it.
Yes,
And Doster's dead wrong.
Yes.
Dead wrong. He said there's no extra money. Rob, there's extra money. There's $131 million. You were dead wrong.
And it came in advertising. It didn't come from the TV network.
There's still $131,000 that are going to the $131 million.
Yes.
That are at a zero that are going to the schools.
Because now they are allowed, the NCAA is going to be allowed to use ads for beer and hard seltzers and all those. And that's where this money is going to come from.
But not cigarettes, right?
Still not allowed.
Thankfully.
Do you remember TV ads?
God, yes. And scoreboards at football games?
Absolutely. I remember that part.
Marlboro, the Marlboro Cup, for crying out loud.
The back of every Sports Illustrated.
Yes.
There's a Newport.
And how about the guy? You wear this story? I hope it's true. I should have asked. Who do you ask? Grok? Do you remember when was it the Winston Cup, the NASCAR?
Absolutely,
When Winston was no longer allowed to advertise, and some low down the totem pole salesperson decided to go,
there's a workaround.
I think I'm going to knock on Sprint's door, and got the deal.
Yeah.
The Sprint Cup. I mean, my God, a sales guy apparently low down the totem pole was, I'll just reach out. The only thing they can do is say no. Good for you. I hope it's true. I'm not sure. It sounds like it's not, right?
But that was a great workaround for the Winston Cigarette Company. Being able to have the Winston Cup, and no, you couldn't have television ads. Well, every single time that it popped up there, you would see that name. A different era. Where were we?
I don't know. We were talking about advertising on the tournament.
Advertising on the tournament. Yes, cigarettes will not be allowed, but yes, liquor will be allowed, hard liquor.
So why is 90% of the country against this? You go out to dinner, right? You're at a beautiful steakhouse. What, you're going to get an appetizer, right?
Yes.
You're going to have the whatever, the escargot. No, I'm not going to have snail. I never eat a snail. Why would anyone want a snail? You go to a Chinese place, you're going to have the pot stickers.
Oh, absolutely.
Or an egg roll.
Yes. Right? Pot sticker, not egg roll.
I'm with you.
Yes.
I'm with you. My wife's the egg roll. I'm the pot sticker.
Same. Yeah. We have to split those.
But it's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt anything on Thursday and Friday at 11:20 on Thursday. It's still the beginning of the tournament.
It's the 64 bracket is set at that point, and away we go. Nothing's going to change. It's more games. And it's going to be opportunity for another city to host. That's going to be good for them. I'm with you. I don't have a big problem with it.
Yeah.
People are talking about the plight of the little guy, the mid-major, the low major, all those things. Twofold. A, we're going to have now 4 more teams, either 15 or 16 seeds that are going to win a game, and with it, get a full rev share from that victory, just like a win in the Elite Eight. You're going to get that same share for those conferences, and there's going to be more opportunities for them. The conferences at the lower level absolutely love that part of it. And you said it right. We get to Thursday, everything is normal.
Yeah.
We have gone through this now for 2 decades. Do you remember when it went to 65?
I do.
And it was
back? It's ruined everything.
Absolutely. And the reason they had to do that is because the WAC had expanded out to 16 teams.
Yeah.
And they said, no, this isn't working for some of the bigger schools there. So they split off and formed the Mountain West. So instead of, at the time, taking away one at-large bid and letting both of those conferences still have an automatic bid, the big boys said, no. They came up with this cockamamie idea. We'll have 2 16 seeds play in. It's obviously expanded to 68 as we know it now. It's just a little more expansion. It's a little more basketball. Yeah. It's going to be fine. Your bracket is not going to be ruined.
No, more games.
Yes.
I've never understood more sports is always good in my book.
Yes.
Right. But for some people, to each their own, I guess. It's for a lot of people, I'd like to, a couple of years from now, revisit their opinion as to, was it as bad as you thought it was going to be? Just like the college football playoff when it goes to 24, I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yes.
It's going to be unbelievable. But ruins the regular season. No, it won't ruin the regular season. Iowa's regular season might be ruined.
Ooh.
My God. So what's going on here? I mean, who did Iowa piss off to get this? In 14 days, they will play at Michigan, come home to host the Buckeyes, and then on a Friday night play in Seattle, take on Washington on Fox.
You're taking on 3 top third teams in the Big Ten.
Without a doubt.
In road games, 2 of them. So the road trips that go along with it.
Yep.
The likelihood, it was Ohio State game. I don't know if that'll be an 11 o'clock game, but you're going to have a quicker turnaround on top of it. You're going to take your longest trip of the year on a short week going out to Washington. West Coast game, we know about, obviously, not just Kirk Ferentz's history, Iowa's history overall. Going out to the West Coast has not been very good historically. You have all these components, but it's not just the schedule, it's the teams. And when you put that together, you're right. I don't know if Kirk got fired up and probably not fired off an email, maybe a voicemail over to the Big Ten offices about what happened. And
it'd be one thing if it was Rutgers, Maryland trip to Washington.
Right. Yes.
But this is Michigan, Ohio State.
Well, and
Michigan's not going to be Michigan. I don't think. They might be. The quarterback's another year older.
Yes, absolutely.
Underwood's the best quarterback to ever play college football. Just ask him.
All right.
We said
it's a young guy with some bravado.
I know. He's pretty excited. But nonetheless.
They have an adult, though.
They do. I agree with you.
Whittingham,
I agree with you.
Is back
at
a place where people aren't looking around the corner saying, what's next? What's next?
Yeah. No, that for him, next is retirement.
Absolutely.
This is it for him.
Now set the groundwork for the future of Michigan football, win some games in the process and get that thing back on the track. And I think he's going to do a very good job there. I think Underwood's going to have a nice season.
Yeah, I do too.
But if this was, and like you said, and not only on top, it's the long road trip, your longest road trip of the year on a short week.
Yeah.
How many times have we heard coaches, athletic directors say, well, we have these West Coast trips. It'd be nice wherever the bye week falls. That it would happen at that time. Not the case for Iowa. I mean, you're staring in the face right now of an 0-3 start. And by the way, I have some numbers for you here. Numbers that were put out by a
point spreads
professional bettor how he has things handicapped right now. He is on the Action Network. He is one of their college football guys.
Okay.
His Twitter handle is Step on a Duck.
Step on a Duck.
Yes. Josh Nunn is his name, though. That is his name in real life. But he put out his Iowa win analysis for this season and his projected point spreads.
Before we go any further, the number that you can bet on today, the win total is 7.5?
Yes, correct.
7.5. Okay.
So here are projected points. Well, let's start with the Cyhawk game.
Okay.
That'd be a good place to start.
All right. And when are we going to get that kickoff time? I mean, officially?
Usually
it's coming up, right?
Yes, it's usually in this month at some point is when we're going to get that.
Mm-hmm.
Take a shot in Iowa City. Cyclones getting, I'll give you a little advantage there. They are getting points according to his projections.
Yeah, well, they should. I mean, I saw ESPN's Big 12 forecast has them picked 16th and last.
You just don't know.
You don't know. And here's the other, and this may be a good Mike Palm question. How's Vegas going to handle this?
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
With that kind of roster.
They might be dead wrong early in the season.
Yes.
Either way, dead wrong. So what does he have them at? What is the point spread that
Step on a Duck?
Step on a Duck's got Iowa's a 7.5 point favorite.
11.5
wow.
favorite. 11.6. He's got it all the way down to the 10th. So 11.6 point favorite in that one. Iowa then, after the game against UNI, where they're projected to be favored by 38.5, by the way, in that game against the Panthers. Up next, it is a trip to the Big House, where Michigan is favored by
12.
9.5.
Okay.
A tick smaller.
All
they
right.
come back home. And here comes the most talented team maybe in the country, the Ohio State Buckeyes.
I was going to say Notre Dame's playing here.
Buckeyes are favored in Kinnick by...
They're favored by 17.5.
You're very close. 19.2. That's a big number.
That's a big number.
If somebody gave you 19.5 right now, would you grab it?
I would take it.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Look, it's Kinnick.
It's Kinnick. Then they go on the road on a short week against the Huskies. Now, this projection came out 2 days ago, so before the news, it was going to be a short week for Iowa.
Touchdown.
Yes, 7.9.
So I was close.
Very, very close on that one.
Yeah.
And then after that, Iowa is favored in every game except for one. They're favored by...
It's Illinois.
It's Illinois.
Yeah.
Favored by 1.5 against Minnesota, 6.5 against Wisconsin, 2 at Northwestern, 15.5 against Purdue, about a 2.5 point dog at Illinois, and then favored by 5.
So it's not as big as I thought.
No.
Only 2.5 at Illinois.
Only 2.5.
New quarterback. And what's the Nebraska number?
5. 4.9.
Okay. Interesting.
You'd grab the Huskers in the points.
Husker Miller. Yeah.
Every time.
Heck yeah. Very interesting. Very interesting. And this is Step on a Duck. And this guy's pretty well known.
Yes. Yeah. Does the college football podcast on the Action Network. So yeah, he started last year. Josh Nunn is his name. He's a little dry, but the analytics that he used, I really do like listening to that part of it. So he kind of said he would lean towards the under of that 7.5 at this point.
We just got this from our one of our guys at a fact checker, the Miller and Condon program, Jay Scott. Iowa State plays at BYU the same night as Iowa plays at Washington. Is that right?
Is that right?
Oh, come on.
Oh boy.
You've got to be kidding me.
So, all right.
I believe him. I mean, he's usually spot on.
Yes. Cyclone football schedule. Pull it up. Here we go. FBS schedules. On the 9th, the Cyclones travel to BYU to take on the Cougars.
The same night.
The same night. Is that going to be an FS1 game?
Well, Iowa's Fox or FS1.
Okay.
But don't forget, they're in the throes of that would be the wild card round of MLB playoffs.
Maybe
is Fox in there?
I think we'd be further than that. I think we'd
further.
I think we'd be into the divisional round at that point.
And they've got new television partners now, so I don't know when Fox rejoins.
Postseason starts on September 29th. The World Series starts on October 23rd.
So we would be in the divisional by then.
Yes,
for sure,
absolutely.
So Iowa State, BYU, what's their television going to be? Iowa's been announced as Fox or FS1. It's of the Friday games, and I've got the schedule in front of me for the Friday games. Have you seen them?
I did, yeah.
They're incredible, but everyone is on Fox. The only one that has an or is the Iowa at Washington. We'll start with Fresno. That's not very good. Week 2, Mizzou at Kansas, Houston, Texas Tech, Northwestern at Indiana, Penn State at Northwestern, the Iowa game. Washington then goes across the country to take on Purdue. They'll be heavily favored there. Nebraska at Illinois to kick off November. Illinois at UCLA, Oregon at Michigan State, West Virginia at Utah on Black Friday, and then the Mountain West Championship, which starts an hour after the Big 12 Championship because the Big 12 has moved to Friday.
That's right. Got to remember.
That's ABC. Fox has the Mountain West. Isn't that just a kick in the you-know-whats?
Yes.
The same freaking night. Oh, well.
You're going to be working some Fridays.
Not then.
Not then. It's over by then.
The curtain will have come down a couple of weeks prior to that. I'll be in my chair with a remote in my hand working overtime.
I was waiting for you to complain like I have for the last 25 years.
Oh, because of high school?
Yes.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad for you.
It is.
That's a tough night for you.
Yes. Had it a few times. Maryland game out there. We've seen a few of these Friday games, but Rutgers last year.
Rutgers last year was a Friday. Enjoyed the hell out of it.
I just flipped on the iPad, and all of a sudden I'm calling kickoff, and there goes a kickoff the other way. Don't want to mess up what you're seeing on the field as opposed to what you're watching on the screen. Well, that's what's going on. This is going to be tough.
Yeah.
0-3.
Your new co-host, you'll have to rely on him to get you through that weekend. All right, real quick.
Don't worry. I'll watch the game again.
No, I know you will. I know you will. You always do. That's why I love working with you. One of the many reasons I love working with you. You are prepared. Ben McCullum. 6-year deal. I guess it's not officially official, but everybody, all the college people, Thamel, McMurphy, all of those guys are reporting that Ben McCullum has agreed to terms with Iowa and a 6-year extension. That's great news.
It is.
It's not surprising by any means, but it's great to see it happen.
And we heard this right as the season was concluding that this was something that was being worked on.
Yep.
The big question, though, okay, that's great. Until we know the parameters, though, it's really hard to glean a whole lot out of it.
Yeah. What do you want to see? Buyouts?
Yes,
stuff?
absolutely. What the buyout is, what Iowa's going to get if he does depart for another job. Is that some kind of sticking point? Is there something in there for the assistant coaches?
I hope so.
Is that something that's going hand in hand, a bigger pool money of them? And then just kind of going forward. And
NIL promises?
Right. I think that's got to be a component for it also, because it sounded like as the negotiations were happening initially with Drake, as he was leaving Drake, that was also a big point. Am I going to have the funds available to go out there and put together a team in year number 1? And obviously was able to do that, but going forward, what that looks like and how it goes. And speaking of the NIL front, I heard, I want to ask Tom about this a little bit later on. He had Brad from the Swarm on his podcast earlier this week, and just how different and how much it's changed what they can do. No longer can you have these student athletes go out and do philanthropic things. Go out there, show up, sign some hands.
Which was kind of a scam in some schools to begin with. Right?
Yes. And some places, it was basically a no-show job.
Right.
I know Iowa did it right. The people actually had to show up and do those kind of things in order to get their NIL check.
Proctor showed up and did his stuff and got paid and then just bolted.
That can no longer be a part of it. It has to be real incentives. Yet he said this,
like what? What's a real incentive?
Like a real endorsement.
Okay.
Yes.
So like a car dealership. This is so-and-so on behalf of I drive a from
easy enough. That's the simplest
you
form
can check that. Yeah.
The problem is you put that fund in there, you put that request in there through the NIL Go, and you wait. And you wait.
From the clearinghouse?
Because they're so stacked up. Apparently, they only have 3 full-time employees for NIL Go.
For every school in the
every
country?
school. So not just the 130 whatever at the FBS level and the 360 some at the Division I basketball level, but this is also D2, D3.
Yes.
All these things have to go through this clearinghouse. And it might be at Co or Simpson. And maybe there is, a local company that wants to endorse an athlete.
I hope there is.
And for a couple $1,000s. Okay. But it still has to go through the clearinghouse.
Wow.
And all these people are waiting. He said he has had people that have graduated, that did the commercial, but still cannot cut that check until they get the clearance.
So once it gets through, even though they've done all the work, they will retroactively get that check?
Right. But they're still waiting for the clearance.
And you said how many people are actually doing this work?
I think Brad said 3.
3.
3.
Feasibly, how many could you do in a day if you're an 8?
If you're really doing the work, really looking through the terms and conditions, all that stuff, I don't know.
I have no idea.
Couple dozen? I have no clue.
Good.
How many of those are coming through a day, though?
Right.
With all those institutions.
You never see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Of course not. Talk about, that would not be fun work.
Oh, that'd be brutal. So this person apparently has the power to thumbs up or thumbs down on an athlete's opportunities.
Yes. Well, and that's what Nebraska's going through right now, because they've gotten rejections back from the NIL Go.
And they thought it was on the up and up?
Absolutely.
See, I trust Nebraska, Trent.
Well, I know this. That's why you got your Herbie over there hanging out with me. Husker Teddy along the way. So this is another mess after mess after mess. Even when we thought maybe, all right, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. All right, this makes sense on the surface. Well, then when you only employ a couple of people to do the work of what should be maybe 100 people, this is what you have in the backlog that it creates.
All right, let's go to break. Mike Palm is coming up. We've got a pretty cool announcement with KXNO and Circa, and it has to do, with our 25th anniversary of this fine radio station. We'll get to that on the other side. You can check all the socials, Facebook. What is our Facebook? Do you need to know how to get to the
Just search KXNO.
Search KXNO.
Yep, it'll pop up.
And on our X, but right now, chance to win $1,000 in this nationwide contest. You can head to KXNO or whatever station you're listening to on the Iowa Sports Radio Network. A pop-up box will appear. In the pop-up box, type the keyword Bills. Bills, your chance to win $1,000. Bills at KXNO.com. Off to Vegas we will go. Mike Palm joins us next. Miller and Condon. We're underway on our Friday. It's the Iowa Sports Radio Network.
You've heard me rave about Kitchen Refresh. They updated our kitchen in just a few days for a fraction of the cost of the custom cabinets that I was pricing out with no demo. That's why Kitchen Refresh has installed over 500 kitchens. You can still use your space while they work. You don't even have to empty cabinets. Your kitchen, bath, bar, or laundry room will get a completely new look with lightning fast speed without sacrificing quality. Go to kitchenrefreshiowa.com for your free in-home consultation. Tell them Heather said they could help.
With iHeart, everything you hear is guaranteed human. That's why 78% of listeners trust their favorite radio host's product recommendations. If you manage a business or need to drive sales, that trust goes a long way. Call 844-844-iHeart. Again, that's 844-844-iHeart.
Ready for a break from your car payment? Move your loan to Community Choice and get up to 99 days with no payments. Plus, enter to win up to 3 more months payment-free. Visit unbankwithus.com today. Community Choice Credit Union. No purchase necessary. See credit union for details.
Get in on the action with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circa Sports Iowa is where the pros play. Enjoy the highest limits, lowest takeouts, and competitive betting menus. Download, fund, and bet from anywhere in Iowa. Circa Sports Iowa. Sports betting the way it should be. Download your new bookie today. Visit circasports.com. Must be over 21 and present in Iowa to bet. Have a gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
In Des Moines, Chase is proud to root for the home team because they're our team too. We cheer from the bleachers and on the sidelines. We cheer for gymnasts and quarterbacks. And with over 5,000 Chase branches nationwide, we're right beside you, Des Moines. Neighborhood bankers, digital tools, national strength. Chase, make more of what's yours.
J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Urology Center of Iowa offers a full suite of men's health services from low testosterone to managing the effects of aging. UCI is the place to go when you want to be seen like a man, not like a patient. Schedule an appointment with UCI today at iowauro.com.
A win is a win. A win is a win. I don't care what y'all say. Yep, that's me, Clifford Taylor IV. And on my new podcast, The Clifford Show, I'm bringing you raw, unfiltered conversations with your favorite athletes, creators, and media personalities. Each week, we'll talk about sports, life, mental health, purpose, and even music. The Clifford Show is not just a conversation. It's a celebration.
Search The Clifford Show on iHeartRadio, America's #1 podcast network, and the Webby Podcast Company of the Year.
Ken and Trent are back in 60 seconds right here on 106.3 KXNO.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
You're listening to Miller and Condon.
Deep downfield, wide open.
On 106.3 KXNO and the Iowa Sports Radio Network.
All right, Miller and Condon, welcome back. Iowa Sports Radio Network. Trent and Ken with you until just before 2. Off the bench coming up at 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock. Chris Connolly, GM of the Iowa Event Center, going to join the fellas in the afternoon, talk about the potential that Des Moines is on the short list of teams to join Dayton. So is Las Vegas, by the way.
Yes. Yeah.
We'll see where this
we got
goes.
a little city fighting going on here.
Let's get to speaking of Las Vegas. Off we go. Mike Baum is the VP of Operations at Circa Sports. Mike, Trent, and Ken, thanks for coming on. I'm guessing that Vegas would love to have the Tuesday, Wednesday of the NCAA, I guess the play-in rounds. I'm guessing Vegas would find a home for that, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that if there's one other city chosen, it's going to be Las Vegas. There's just a lot of venues you could offer up. You could offer up Thomas and Mack, certainly. T-Mobile. I think it's a little big. Remember, you're not going to draw 15,000 people. So I think the size of the arena has to make sense as well as geographically. Where are you going to put it?
Yeah. So like where the Aces play at the Mandalay Bay or what?
Yep, 10,000 people there.
Yeah. The Orleans. What's that one?
Yeah, that's a little smaller.
Is it?
Derek brought that up to me. He said probably Michelob Ultra Arena, which is where the Aces play, is probably the best venue in Vegas to host it. I think the capacity is 9,900.
Hey, since we're talking venues, just real quick, and we're going to get to our announcement. I'm excited for this. Every time seemingly not a week goes by as of late, Mike, where I'm seeing an update on the A's new ballpark. It seems like it's coming along. I don't know if it's ahead of schedule or on schedule, but we're seeing something after seemingly being stuck in mud, at least when it first got off the ground. We're seeing some progress, Mike.
Yeah, there's some progress. We sat in a couple design meetings this week, looking at the plaza, looking at how the bridges that come across the Tropicana and come across Las Vegas Boulevard, and what's the plan for how the pedestrian traffic comes in. What does that plaza look like? Obviously, there's going to be a Bally's Hotel there. There's going to be restaurants and shops, possibly a sports book there. What does rideshare look like? What does parking look like? What are the paths people take and all that? So we've looked at a lot of how this property is going to work. There's definite progress being made.
Well, Mike, let's talk about our big announcement. We've been teasing as much as we can, but we haven't been able to tease very much, getting through legal and all that fun part. But we are ready to go, ready to launch, and the link will go live here in less than a minute. It's going to be an opportunity here with KXNO's Silver Anniversary, not just for me and Ken to go out there and some of the people. We're sending a big group out there, including a grand prize winner, airfare, 3 nights at Circa coming up. It'll be Sunday, August 9th through Wednesday, August 12th. Out there, get to hang out with you, meet Derek and the whole crew out at Circus, experience it all. You got a food and beverage credit that's going to be available to the winner of the grand prize. Also, we're going to do a secondary prize where 5 other opportunities for people to do some of the meet and greets and the fun things, along with getting 3 nights at the D. So going to be a fun experience. And Mike, we're very excited here to have everybody, as Ken and I have been talking about you guys for years, to be able to experience it with us.
Partner with you guys, and of course celebrate your 25th anniversary on the air. And what an opportunity for your listeners to be able to come out to Las Vegas and not just experience our properties, but with you guys as well. So I think it's terrific. Obviously the grand prize winner with the airfare and everything, but how about how about the 5 people that get to come out also and stay at the D and be a part of hanging out at the book and at stadium swim and all that. So we're really proud to offer it. And of course, we always love to have people from the state of Iowa staying with us.
Yeah, your home state. Gonna be my last official duty, I guess, as a member of KXNO. So I'm excited to get out there, and we'll have details again. You can go to our X account, you go to our Facebook account. As Derek and Mike were good enough to put together a video announcing it, etc., and it's been posted or is in the process of being posted as we speak. So details on that. Details on Survivor, Mike. It sounds as though the NFL is going to officially announce their schedule a week from yesterday, this coming Thursday. It's going to be made official. And one of the maybe sticking points is how they're going to handle Monday nights. That we thought that those 2 games on Mondays were going away. Now maybe they're coming back, but they're coming back to a streaming company. Is that the holdup as you understand it, Mike?
I'm not sure. I know that's one of the sticking points is talking about possibly 5 doubleheaders on Mondays. I don't know. All we care about is that they're going to announce it next Thursday. And then Derek and I, that'll give us the weekend to digest everything. Jeff Benson to write all the rules, send it to our legal team, and be ready for Derek and I on that Tuesday the 19th, the next week, to go on with Mitch and Paul and release all the details of what's happening. And then signups will start the following Friday, the Friday of Memorial Day weekend, which is the 22nd. We'll start taking.
Do you have a perfect number of weeks? Is 20 a perfect number? I mean, there's more. It's obviously more weeks, but when you consider that, in the past, Christmas has been its own day, and Thanksgiving and Black Friday, that's been its own week. Is 20 the ideal number for this contest, Mike?
I guess, but the more people you get, the harder you have to make it, right? Because we kind of like that sweet spot of 3 to 5 people winning, or everybody becomes multimillionaires. So you don't want to get to the point where you have 30,000 entries and 100 people win. And I think that takes away some of the allure of the contest, that you can make money that will change your life. So as the more people we get, the more I get. I always thought 20-0 is a key number, and Derek said, yeah, but 20-0 for 15,000 people is different than 20-0 for 40,000 entries. So maybe it's 22. I'm not sure, Ken.
Keep pushing that thing out. And the guarantee, I know you can't tell us what the guarantee is going to be. That is under lock and key. Most people, though, anticipate it's certainly going to go up from the guarantee a year ago. What about millions? You guys have had a little bit of an overlay the last couple of years. What can you do to generate just a little bit more interest? Because you guys get incredibly close every year, but with millions. And the reason I like millions is because I can have a crappy month and I can still bounce back. And those quarterly prizes keep you in it until the end of the season.
Maybe with the Westgate folding, not folding, but being taken over by Caesars. We've seen Caesars not have the propensity to want to run contests. Maybe that helps get that number over 6,000. That would be our biggest tailwind this year.
Yeah, interesting. Well, let's talk some hockey, Mike. I was of the belief that Utah would beat the Golden Knights in the first round. That didn't happen. I'm all over this Ducks team now, and in my opinion, they should be up 2-0 already on this series as it gets set for game number 3. Let's talk about that one before we get into the others. Vegas and the Ducks are tied at 1 apiece. I'm kind of surprised that's where we stand.
Yeah, they outplayed them in both games. Vegas just is not generating opportunities. It's pretty stunning. I have them right. I didn't bet the series because, as you know, I have 100-1 ticket on the Ducks to win it all. So if we can get them through, obviously, if we can get them through to the Western Conference Finals, I know there'll be a huge dog against Colorado, but still at that point, we'll be able to monetize that 100-1 ticket.
That's a really good one. I felt good about mine, but it's nothing in comparison to that one. So we have the NHL playoffs going on. The Wild down 0-2. Do you see any realistic path for them to win 4 out of 5 against this Colorado outfit?
I'm not sure there's a path for them to win 1 out of 2. I really hate what Hines did with the goaltending situation. And maybe that's irrelevant. They were always going to get beat by Colorado. Look, they're missing their best defenseman, row D. And so you're stuck with 2 defensemen that are really forwards. So that's a problem against Avalanche. I didn't think the performance in game one was Wallsted's fault. I thought their defense was terrible. To go back to Gustafsson, who nobody believes in, and then to find out that he had already told them that no matter what happened in game two, they were going back to Wallsted in 3. I mean, what are we doing here? What if Gustafsson would have shut Colorado out? And then to say that Gustafsson played great, I thought he was awful on 3 of the 4 goals. And so you can lie to the media and the fans. I don't think you can lie to the guys in the locker room. I don't know that Minnesota wins a game here.
Yeah, I'm with you, and I thought they were going to give them a hell of a series. I really did. The Avs just look so fast. They're unbelievable right now. Well, let's go out east. Buffalo, Montreal, I think still is going to be a good series. Carolina is just steamrolling anybody in their path. They look like a wagon right now. Certainly against the Flyers they do, and they'll probably sweep and then have a long wait for Buffalo and Montreal for them to finish up their series. Carolina, far and away the best team out east, Mike?
I think Buffalo will give them a series if that's what it ends up being. Buffalo's won in Carolina the last few years in the regular season, and they just roll 4 deep. And you look at a lot of these teams, they get a 2-goal lead in the playoffs, and they really kind of quit and just try to get into a shell. Buffalo just keeps going. They just keep coming throughout the whole game. So I think Buffalo has a realistic chance to beat Carolina. And look, in the Brendan Moore era, they have not done well as the playoffs get deeper and deeper, and they wear down. They're more of a European style team, and they give maximum effort every night during the regular season. And it seems it gets there. Now, all of the excuses are out of the way for Carolina now. There's no Rangers,
right?
There's no Tampa, and there's no Florida. There's no more excuses for the Carolina Hurricanes not to reach the NHL finals this year. So, but I do think Buffalo, Carolina will be a heck of a conference final.
I'm with you. And this Carolina team, they do look different. Well, it feels maybe inevitable. We're going to get Carolina against Colorado in the championship. Maybe it's inevitable. The Thunder didn't feel like they played great last night, and they just pull away and they coast in the fourth quarter and pick up the easy win against the Lakers, even with LeBron trying to do superhero things. Are we just joking ourselves? You look out east, everybody's banged up. The Knicks got a heart injury now. Anunoby, he's got a hamstring problem. It's just on and on and on. The Thunder, I know you're laying it with them, but we like to joke about free squares. This feels like a free square to me. How do you see it in the NBA?
I mean, Lakers were up 5 halfway through the third quarter last night and couldn't come close to number 17. Yeah. I mean, it's ludicrous.
Yeah.
And I know they're missing Luka, but they just this Thunder team has another level that I don't know that anybody in the league can match when they're playing like that. They have a great home court advantage with the city that's their whole thing. And I'm much more interested in Spurs and Timberwolves, and I'm fascinated by that series, and that's sort of where all my attention is.
Yeah, likewise. A couple of things. One more basketball. WNBA gets underway tonight. It does tomorrow for us here to just watch Caitlin Clark. It's a noon Central, 10 o'clock Pacific. When the WNBA is on, does Caitlin move the needle as far as betting markets, Mike? Do you notice that?
Her having gone out last year, in August and then late July and never to return, certainly suppressed the action that we got when she was involved in through the playoffs in her first year. So, yeah, it more, you can't compare it to the viewership. Obviously, she moves the viewership needle much more. I mean, the viewership is down over 50% when she's not, of all league games, not of Fever games, of all league games when she's out injured. No one has ever had that. Michael Jordan didn't double ratings. Golf's ratings don't get cut in half when Tiger's out. I mean, they cut 20%. So there's just nothing comparable to her in sports, men or women. So, I'm going to have you. It's interesting you mentioned that. I'm going to have on Palm Saturdays on the Score tomorrow morning. Christine Brennan will be my guest.
Nice.
She released the paperback version of On Her Game, and Simon & Schuster emailed me the forward and the afterward, which is the new part from the hardback. She's written about 30 more pages relevant to what's happened in the year since she first released the book. So, she'll be my guest at 8:25 Central tomorrow, and she's in Indianapolis to cover Caitlin's return.
You do that from the D? Is that where I saw the video of you doing that?
Sure.
Yep, from the VSIN table at Bar Canada.
Gotcha.
Right, that Bar Canada, good stuff. Hey, just one more, a baseball question. Just because it's a big series, Braves versus Dodgers this weekend, does that get any more attention handle-wise?
When the Dodgers play a good team, or they play San Diego or San Francisco, that does increase the handle. So in this case, the Braves would be, or if they played the Cubs, obviously, I mean, Cubs, 19 out of 22, it's pretty amazing. From a betting perspective, it's much more interesting is what's going on the south side of Chicago. I throw in the White Sox at 25-1 to win the Central.
Wow.
With Kubel going out, listen, I think that Kansas City and Minnesota are awful, and they're not going to be around at the end. So that makes it, to me, a 3-horse race with
Cleveland,
the Guardians, the Tigers, and the White Sox. The Tigers are in bad shape right now. Framber's suspended. Like, they miss all their starters through one rotation. I just think in a 3-horse race, 25-1 is interesting. Dave Smart's got you can 40-1 for Cy Young might not be a bad bet right now. He's got the 3rd lowest ERA in Major League Baseball. And so what I think is going on in the South Side is actually more interesting than what the Cubs are doing.
Yeah, because we expected that, even though the injuries are a big story. But but we expected that. Hey, one more question. It has to do with Sorsby. I read the Purdom piece. He's being investigated in multi-states. When there is an investigation such as that, do they contact each state, and I'm not saying he bets at Circa, but would they just contact the parent company? Would they go to Circa? Would they go to draft, or do they go state by state regular? How's that handled? Do you know?
So we, as an entity, Circa Sports, were contacted only to inquire if he had an account, only because he had accounts in Kentucky and we operate in Kentucky.
Oh, he did.
So we were contacted by several, let's just say, agencies inquiring if he had an account with us, which he had not.
Gotcha. So it wouldn't be, they wouldn't have contacted Kentucky, they wouldn't have contacted Iowa or Colorado, they would have gone right to the top.
Parent company, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Good stuff. Any more, TC? Thanks for popping on, Mike. We're excited about this. We're going to promote the hell out of it. And we'll see you in August, if not before. Have fun with your interview tomorrow. What time with Christine Brennan on the Score, did you say? 8:30?
8:20, about 8:22 Central.
Good stuff. Well done, Mike Palm. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it as always. Talk to you in a week.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Mike Palm, VP of Operations at Circa Sports. Circa Sports Illinois, if you're listening on that side of the river, or Circa Sports Iowa, Circa Sports Mizzou, Circa Sports and KXNO teaming up. That's going to be a great contest. How do we go about, well, we don't, but how does our audience go about trying to get involved and maybe win that bad boy?
So details up at KXNO.com. I'm going to post a link on the Miller and Condon Twitter feed here just in a moment when we go to commercial, and I'll get that up there. But here are the full details. Again, we'll depart on Sunday, August 9th through August 12th. That is a Wednesday. You'll get hotel stay Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Come back on Wednesday. The grand prize winner will get all of this: round trip airfare with you and a guest from Des Moines to Las Vegas, a 3-night hotel stay at Circa Resort and Casino, a $250 food and beverage voucher to be used at the property, complimentary bed stay on the day beds there at Stadium Swim for 2 of the days while you're in attendance with no minimum spend. It's not like here's a bed and you got to spend
100.
Right. Yeah. Not the case there. No minimum spend. Also, airport transportation in the Circa limo.
Oh my.
Absolutely. That's going to be a part of it. And then we have a couple of experiences. The VIP Sportsbook experience, hanging out with us, the KXNO crew at the Sportsbook. We'll have booths set up there.
So who's going from KXNO? Lucas, Sean, you, me. I'll get there late, though. I'm not getting there till Tuesday.
And a few more. We're still working on a few more. Talking a few more into making their way out there. Meet and greet also with Mike Palm and Derek Stevens. We're also going to have a night out at Legacy Club. And I brought that up to Mike a couple of weeks ago. We rarely talk about Legacy Club. Yeah. I love that place.
Because I go to bed.
Yeah, you're sleeping at that point. It is absolutely beautiful, though.
It is. Yeah,
a really cool place. We'll have a night out there as well. So that's going to be fun. I like
the tables. You're outside. They've got that flame, that fire.
Yes. Yep.
For heat.
Little heat out there because it gets a little breezy.
You can.
Because you're up top and you get a beautiful view of the Las Vegas Strip. You can see downtown. You can see the mountains. It's really, really cool up there. We'll have an evening out there. But it's not just one grand prize.
You know what the coolest part about the Legacy Club is?
What's that?
Right when you get off the elevators.
Yes.
They've got a cabinet. So Derek, when they first opened it, so what kind of cabinet would it remind you of?
It's hard to describe.
It kind of is. It's probably, 4 feet tall and a couple of feet wide. And contained in that cabinet, at least at the time, was $1 million in gold bars. And it updates instantly, every second, every hour, what that cabinet is now worth. So it was $1 million when they put it in there, when they cut the ribbon, and now to see what the price of gold is at. But just to see all those gold bars.
Yes.
I mean, maybe some people have. I haven't.
I have not.
Right? You go in circles where you see $1 million in gold in front of you. I'm pretty sure you don't either. But I think that's pretty cool, right? When you get off the elevators on the 50th floor, I think 450.
Is that what it is?
Pretty sure.
So it's not just a grand prize winner, though.
No, there's more. Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to also have 5 others that are going to win our second prize, if you will. These winners will be selected, and you also can bring a guest. You're going to get 3 nights at the D during the same time, plus all those VIP experiences that we talked about. The sportsbook experience, you're in. You're in the booth. You're hanging out with us. Meet and greet with Mike and with Derek. That's going to be happening. The night out at Legacy Club, that is also a part of it.
Stadium swim is a part of it with your stay at the D.
Yep, you're allowed in there. We'll be doing our shows from there, from Stadium Swim. So you're going to be able to hang out with us at all kinds of different places. It's going to be so much fun. Looking forward to that. And not just involving a couple that get to go,
right,
but getting so many people, and without Circa, their support behind this, and as we work through this and making it one of our big ticket items for our silver anniversary, they were gung-ho and love the relationship that we have with them. They've been incredibly happy with everything. So this is going to be an opportunity. You've heard Ken and I talk about Circa so many times.
Yep.
KXNO.com.
Experience it with us.
And you can sign up every day. So here's a little workaround.
So every day, it's not a one-time deal. As many entries as you want.
Absolutely.
As long as once a day.
But
sign up as many times as you want.
So we've also talked in the past about their all-in summer package. That is happening. Right. That goes, in fact, through September 10th. That is the $400 deal. You get a 2-night stay, $100 beverage credit, $100 dining credit, the day bed. Well, how about this?
Okay.
Put it in your calendar right now. You're going to Vegas. And maybe before the flights get too expensive.
My God.
Put it in there right now. Sign up for that deal. And guess what? If you win this contest, you're one of our 6 winners. Cancel the hotel stay. You already got your flight booked. And that is the part. The secondary prize, there's no airfare included in that.
Right.
But you're already booked. You got a great deal at Circa. You're going to be able to still do all the experiences with us. So just do that right now. It is the $400 all-in summer hotel package. You Google that. It'll pop right up with Circa. And away you go. It's a little workaround. If you don't win the contest, you're still going to get a great deal, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a blast. I can't wait to participate with you. So I remember when Lucas saw it for the first time. That'll be Sean's experience because Sean couldn't make it last year. As you know, he and his wife were welcoming a new child into the world. So we gave him his stamped his pass for that time off. We'll take a time out. We'll come back. KXNO.com. All the details, you can find them on our Facebook page as well as on our Twitter account. You can go to the Miller and Condon Twitter account and you can find the link right there. We'll come back, finish up hour number 1. Miller and Condon talking sports with you on the Iowa Sports Radio Network.
Quick question. Want to go to Vegas with KXNO? We're giving away the Circa Silver Anniversary Experience. Flights, Circa Hotel, food money, stadium swim, sportsbook VIP access, and nights out with the KXNO crew. All for one lucky winner and a guest. And 5 more winners still get the Vegas hookup. You've got until June 28th to enter. Don't hear about it later. Be there. Only from KXNO and Circa. Sign up now at KXNO.com.
Now here's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bills. That's bills. Enter it now.
KXNO.com. There's nothing like a night with the Iowa Cubs. Grab your family and friends to experience the thrill of baseball the way it's meant to be. Make lasting memories and be part of the tradition this summer. Explore ticket options at iowacubs.com.
What if your lawn could mow itself? With Iowa Mobotics, it can. Get a smart robotic mower to use advanced technology to cut your grass autonomously, keeping your lawn perfectly trimmed while you save hours every week. Precision, consistency, zero hassle. Take back your weekends at iowamobotics.com.
It's time to dig into doing with spring garden deals at the Home Depot. Save on plants like azaleas and hydrangeas to add a pop of color to your garden. Or grow a veggie garden and turn fresh harvests into feasts that bring everyone to the table. No matter your garden goals, the Home Depot has everything you need. Shop spring garden deals for 4 days at the Home Depot, now through May 10th.
That red talkback mic on the free iHeart app, it's more powerful than it looks. One tap can get you in the conversation.
You guys, are you serious?
Enter to win something amazing.
That $1,000
or just a request. Try it now. Just open the free iHeart Radio app.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And through Friday at Mattress Firm, you can get a ceiling mattress in any size for only $494.99. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Your one stop for advertising? Call 844-844-iHeart.
Save big money in your next project now at Menards. Menards is the leading supplier of quality roof and floor trusses. Choose from our large selection of residential and post-frame trusses or design custom trusses specifically for your project. Get started on your building project today in store or on menards.com. Plus, view our weekly flyer for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Here's a tip from iHeartRadio Earth to make your spring garden more pollinator friendly. Did you know 1 out of 3 bites of food we eat exists thanks to pollinators like bees, butterflies, and bats? Many flowering plants depend on pollinators to grow and reproduce. You can help support pollinators by planting native flowers that provide food, habitat, and nesting spaces. Learn more at pollinator.org. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. For tips or to take action, visit iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text EDGE to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text EDGE to 321-321. That's EDGE to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Ken Miller, Trent Condon, Miller and Condon on 106.3 KXNO and the Iowa Sports Radio Network.
Hi, Miller and Condon. Welcome back, Iowa Sports Radio Network. Tom Kakert kicks off the second hour of the program. A lot of topics to get to with Tom. McCollum's extension. Iowa's football schedule is the Big Ten football schedule, at least the first 3 weeks. We know who they're going to play, not when they're going to play, kickoff times, but the 3 games in 13 days or 14 days. Have fun. Michigan, Ohio State, and Washington. What would you sign for right now? 1 and 2?
Oh, yeah. If you gave me 1 and 2 right now, I'll put that in my back pocket.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think that is...
What would Vegas set the number at? A half?
Probably.
Out of those 3?
Yes.
I think so too.
I mean, you kind of couple the win probability of each of those and then put them together. There's, probably a little bit better than a 50% chance of getting 1.
Yeah.
Getting 2, that dissipates very quickly,
right?
Though.
So shade the over?
Yes.
Oh, boy, good stuff. So we will talk to Tom Kakert and then Eugene Rapay on Iowa State. He will join us coming up at 1:30, the latest on Iowa State, basketball recruiting news, etc.
And they declined the...
You know what? Everybody has.
Yes, the private equity money.
Yeah. Good for them. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Don't dig yourself a deeper hole.
I agree, Trent. It didn't sound like this was a really good idea to begin with, and they saw through it. Good for them. Hour 2 coming up next, Miller and Condon. We're glad you're with us on Des Moines Sports Station 106.3 KXNO and the Iowa Sports Radio Network.
In this edition of the Marketer's Report, Monica Tam, head of brand media for DoorDash, discusses the power of audio influencers.
Everyone can advertise and say the same thing. I think it holds different weight when it comes from somebody that you inherently trust and listen to every day. And I think when you're tapping into voices like hosts and podcasters, you're being able to be part of that community, but in a very authentic way so that it does not come off as like I'm trying to preach to you what to buy, but actually being from a position of here is how DoorDash can provide relief, or here's how we can be additive to your day-to-day.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia connects marketers to all the audiences, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow, and all guaranteed human. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartAdvertising.com.
Spring is here and your yard isn't going to wait. At Clive Power Equipment, we've got deals the big box stores run without the runaround. Get $300 off Toro MyRide 0 turns, $1,000 off the 60 Max Time Cutter. Plus, get savings on walk mowers and battery equipment. We just extended our hours so you can stop in after work. Open till 7 Monday through Friday and 8 to 5 Saturdays. Clive Power Equipment near University and 73rd in Clive. Better gear, better hours, better help. Stop in this week.
Hi, I'm Tom Bozen. Flowers are more than gifts. They're nature's finest creation. At Bozen the Florist, each bouquet is a collaboration between the beauty of nature and the artistry of our florist. This Mother's Day, honor the love, strength, and beauty of every mom in your life with flowers thoughtfully perfected by Bozen. Order yours today at bozen.com or call 244-ROSE. Created by nature, perfected by Bozen.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating.
Keep celebrating when you bundle and save with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. And that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
At Thrasher Foundation Repair, we promise you an experience so remarkable, you'll want to leave us a 5-star review. From wet basements to bowing walls, sinking concrete to nasty crawl spaces, whatever your home's facing, you can count on Thrasher to fix it right. With over 34,000 5-star reviews and 50 years as a local family-owned company, Thrasher is a name homeowner. Today at GoThrasher.com.
Wondering if your roof is showing signs of damage or aging? Call the trusted team at Wolf Roofing, like I did, to have them assess your roof. They're a local company with 30 years of experience. After a thorough inspection, they'll provide you with an honest, free estimate, help you choose the best product for your home and budget, then get your project done in one day. Wolf knows your home is one of your greatest investments. Let them take care of it for you. Call 515-225-8866 for a free estimate or go online at wolfroofing.net.
Quick question. Want to go to Vegas with KXNO? We're giving away the Circa Silver Anniversary Experience. Flights, Circa Hotel, food money, stadium swim, sportsbook VIP access, and nights out with the KXNO crew. All for one lucky winner and a guest. And 5 more winners still get the Vegas hookup. You've got until June 28th to enter. Don't hear about it later. Be there. Only from KXNO and Circa. Sign up now at KXNO.com. KXNO AM Des Moines. KXNO FM Ankeny. KKDM HD2 Des Moines. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, sports talk, and podcasts. Miller and Condon on 106.3 KXNO is sponsored by TC Sports, LLC.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. The Cavaliers made it clear they're all in on winning now. Donovan Mitchell is your star. The franchise double were wiped with a piece of dry single-ply toilet paper, and wondered, is this as good as it gets? Well, it's not. It gets a lot better than that. Right, Todd? Wouldn't you say that Dude Wipes gets a whole lot better?
Much better.
Thank you. So no matter the size of your mess from top to bottom, Dudes has you covered, confidently covered. They comfortably clean up what TP leaves behind. For no more maintenance wipes, no way. Irritation, not a chance. Time to make the trade of the season and switch from toilet paper to wet, extra large Dude Wipes and start experiencing the confident clean of Dude Wipes. Made from 99% water and plant-sourced fibers, coming in a variety of scents and sensations like mint chill and shea butter to protect your end zone. Join the movement for cleaner movements and live in a skid-free zone. Available at Amazon and major retailers nationwide. Dude Wipes, best clean, pants down.
Live and local every weekday. This is where sports fans in Iowa come together on Des Moines Sports Station, 106.3 KXNO. For 75 years, NCMIC has been doing the right thing for its customers, employees, and the community. Now, here's Miller and Condon, 106.3 KXNO. Ken Miller, Trent Condon. This is Miller and Condon on the Iowa Sports Radio Network.
Hour number 2, Miller and Condon. Welcome back. Iowa Sports Radio Network. Tom Kakert momentarily, HawkeyeReport.com. Talk to Tom on Iowa-related topics, Big Ten, etc. Then Eugene Rapay, he'll slide on in here at the bottom of the hour. Little Iowa State conversation with Eugene, and then Trent will make some picks. Circa Sports sponsor those coming up here, in about 10 minutes or so before the hour of 2 o'clock. We'll make way for Off the Bench, Sean Roberts and Ben Gislason from the Iowa Wild, as Lucas is spending the weekend in Chicago. He's going to, what do they call it? Guaranteed rate.
Oh, yes.
Guaranteed rate now. No longer the Cell, to watch the Mariners and the Sox.
Hopefully he doesn't get ganked.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
It is. It can be. It's not the best part of town.
Remember taking that trip in high school?
Did
my
you?
little sister was probably in 5th grade.
To the original Comiskey?
It was the new Comiskey at that point. We didn't know. My mom's a small town bumpkin, as I was at the time, and I still am.
Yeah.
And we had no clue. And we had tickets.
Yep.
And then we parked and we walked a few blocks to get there, and it was something that somebody from Osage, Iowa hadn't seen much of on the south side of Chicago.
Yeah, good stuff. I've never been to the ballpark. One of the few that have escaped me, and I wish I would have got to the original.
Yes,
there's
same.
2 I missed. I missed Tiger Stadium. Wish I would have got there in the worst way. I've been to their new Comerica and the Cell, guaranteed rate. Anyways, let's talk Hawks. Tom Kakert joins us in his Friday spot. HawkeyeReport.com on 3/Rivals. Tom, Trent, and Ken, you've had a busy morning. Tom Kakert, how are you?
Yeah, so you expect a quiet Friday, and all of a sudden we get all this news. By the way, one of the great experiences was going to the old Comiskey Park.
I can
that
only
place
imagine.
Just the smell of
urine nice
and urine and everything else. It was a special place.
Yeah, and you say that in terms of endearment, I'm guessing, because there's something.
Endearment, beer, urine, and weed.
Oh, beautiful. What a trifecta.
Great.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I wish I would have got there. Do you remember who you saw play?
Yeah, I saw him play the Indians.
Oh, did you? Okay. Because a lot of times I've been there. I can't remember where I saw. Anyways.
Yep.
Just real quick, because I don't want to forget this. And yes, it's not today's news yet. When's Cyhawk going to be announced as far as game time? Do you have any idea, Tom, when that's? I mean, it's normally like the middle of May, right? Or 3rd week of May. We got to know soon, right?
It's, I think, like 3rd or 4th week of May is usually when we get it. So I think we're a couple weeks away from it. Right around Memorial Day, I think, is generally when we've gotten that, but I'd have to look back and see. But yeah, we'll get like the first 3 games, plus we'll get the start time for Nebraska and probably the homecoming game. I don't even know what homecoming game is this year. I don't even know. But I'm glad I waited on my plane reservations for Washington. No, usually I would have been flying in on a Friday, but I waited because I was probably leaning towards going in on Thursday to see some friends up there and spend an extra day or whatever. And now I have to go in on Thursday.
Homecoming would either be Wisconsin or Purdue. Purdue is probably too late. It's in November,
yes,
right?
And that's usually the veterans game that they have there in November.
Wisconsin? You're not going to do it for Ohio State.
I wouldn't think so. You want to have an opponent.
Halloween homecoming.
Ooh, that'd be a fun one.
Yeah.
Could be
that's the Wisconsin game. Is the 31st. Wow.
Falls on that one.
Right.
Well, the news of today, it is a Friday night affair for Iowa as they travel out to Washington. You have the most difficult part of your schedule all compacted together. Your 3 most difficult games all in a row, 2 of them on the road here. And on top of it, your longest road trip of the season, Tom. And now you have to do it. Go out to Washington and do it on a short week, going up against one of the best teams in the country the week before in Ohio State. Who did Kirk Ferentz piss off?
Jesus.
Yeah, somebody.
Yeah.
Because and I throw in that Iowa under Ferentz hasn't won a road game in the Western Time Zone ever in his tenure.
Well, he's new.
They won the Holiday Bowl.
Yeah.
Doesn't really count because that was a neutral game.
That was the final game in that stadium, right? At the old Jack Murphy.
Yeah, and the old Jack Murphy. Yeah, the old Jack Murphy. Before I don't think they played the game the next year.
I don't think they did.
And they tore that thing down, and boy, that was a relic. That was like I'll never forget the video board in that stadium. It was like an Atari video game or something. It was
really,
it was just so ancient
right.
and out of date, and they just had that place was not a great stadium, but anyway, I'll give you a preview of my fearless forecast, which will come out July 4th again. I'm not picking Iowa to win at Washington. I'm done picking them on the West Coast until they prove me wrong.
Tried to tell you that with the UCLA game a couple of years ago. You wouldn't listen to me.
I didn't listen to Trent.
Yep. Well, I every once in a while,
you should. His picks are. Hey,
the last 2 days.
You're on fire.
The last 2 days have been good.
The blind squirrel finds an egg.
Absolutely, yeah. Don't look back at the last 30 days before that. It doesn't paint a really good picture when we go back that far. Tom, we get to the basketball here in a moment. This team coming out of spring, we talked a lot with you after what you got to see in the open practice. They're just so young. I think 10 seniors on this team, and
seniors.
I've never heard a coach. Now, we've also been listening to a coach for 27 years that talks more about leadership than Kirk Ferentz. It's not just coaching cliches. It is important for this program. Should that be a bigger concern, just the lack of true experience and senior leadership on this squad coming into the season?
And I didn't really realize that until recently, to be honest, because I just started diving in. I was like, holy cow, they've got 10 seniors and none of them are like, boy, you could look back like last year and think, Logan Jones and all these guys, or Herkett and Max Llewellyn and even Shire and Jaden Harrell, guys that have been program guys for a long, long time. Wampa, all those guys, just core guys that have started multiple years and been in the program forever. And this year, it's like, who's the senior leader on this team? Well, I don't know. There's Deshaun Lee. Because Lutmer's a junior. It's just there's just not a natural face of the program guy in that senior class. Addison Ostrenga. I don't know. It's an interesting mix this year, and they're going to have to rely on some of these third and fourth year guys that have redshirted to really become the leaders of this team. And I think that's one of the bigger challenges for this team this year is to develop that leadership. Plus, you don't have like a multiple year starter at quarterback either.
Right.
So you don't have that to lean on, or a Gronowski coming in who's just, kind of this mature veteran guy that's been through the wars and been through the battles. You don't have that either. So it's a really interesting team.
Really is. 10 years from now, I can't wait to see the poll because I think it's too soon to do now. Gronowski or Sturts, who would you rather have for, an additional year? You got to get past the basketball and the Elite Eight. And obviously what Gronowski did, and football rules the roost. It's a football state. But I'm not diminishing the basketball fans by any means. I just think football moves the needle a tad more. But in 10 years to do that poll as to how people would remember that 1 year for both, Tom.
It's an interesting question. Who had a better 1 year? Was it Gronowski or was it Sturts? I almost think you have to say Sturts just because they took him to a place that they had been for 40 years or whatever.
Yep, no doubt. Ben McCollum, who took him there, is going to get a 6-year deal. I don't know if it's signed, sealed, delivered yet, but at all accounts, it's done, and it's just a matter of putting pen to paper. Apparently, we talked about it, Tom. We thought it was going to happen, and then a couple of weeks ago, I think I asked you if you've heard of any movement on it because it hadn't been made official yet. But by all accounts, it's all done, and Ben McCollum's not going anywhere. Well, hopefully.
My sense is, just not really talking to a whole lot of people, but just knowing what coaches are looking for now, it's not even really about their own years and their own salary. What coaches are looking for is assurances on NIL. Now, how much are you going to continue to give me? Because I can't win. I can't win if I don't have $15 million or whatever it is for college basketball teams now. What would we see, like Goodman and Doster, we're talking about like 20 to 25 million a year for to compete. And at least, Dusty May was talking about more than 15 million or something, or 20 million. It's crazy, but that's what you got to do to go out and get players. I can't imagine what Louisville spent. That's where Alvaro landed, and just because Ford Badungo was going to get $5 million, and I think Alvaro's over $3 million probably, from what I understand. So that's $8 million right there on 2 players, and I'm guessing Shelstead got $3-4 million, and that Knox kid got probably 3 to 4. That's incredible what they're spending on their roster. That's Kentucky kind of numbers.
Big money out there. Big money. We anticipate coming Ben McCollum's way. Any idea? I'm sure at this point just guesswork, but the buyout was at a potential sticking point. Because we knew this was going to happen as the season finished up and the way, obviously, the run that they made in the NCAA tournament. Any guess of maybe some of the things that are most important to you when we actually get our hands on this contract?
Yeah, I'm curious if it says anything about the NIL. I don't know that it will. But the buyout, because you look at PJ and Ames. His buyout's really low. It's like $4 million. That's at a Power 4 school, one of the Power 2 conferences. That's money that probably falls out of the pocket of that athletic department. They lose it in the sofa. They can pay that pretty easily. It gives him some flexibility, but that's with a coach like TJ, and probably with Ben, they can say, hey, just keep my buyout low. If I want to bounce, I can bounce. And not that I think either of those guys want to bounce, but especially Ben, because Ben was pretty honest about it towards the end of the year, where I'm not interested in leaving. My family's had to uproot itself 2 years in a row, and happy wife, happy life. We all know this. It's just don't want to move again. You just don't. So we kind of knew he was going to stay, and I think he's pretty comfortable at Iowa.
And I think it puts pressure on both schools, Tom, because if the buyout is so low, it puts pressure on the school to live up to the commitment that they've made pursuant to NIL.
Absolutely. The other thing I wonder about sometimes is, and I know some people have kind of thrown this out there, Ben McCollum more next step like NBA more than college, maybe? I don't know.
Interesting one.
Yeah, I hope he's in Iowa for decades.
I don't know, because Dusty May is getting.
Yeah, he is. You're right.
Now.
Yep. Yep, no doubt.
How that style fits, and we know that guy, he is a different level, certainly, of basketball. Speaking of basketball, we anticipated this. We mentioned it last week. Donovan Davis made his announcement to Iowa State, a guy that Iowa had made the Final Five for his services. That will not be the case. What can you tell us in high school basketball recruiting? I know you've mentioned before that Iowa feels like they're in good shape for some point guard prospects. What's the latest on the recruiting front?
Yeah, we just got a story up. Jamie Shaw from On3 had a story up today about Caden Daughtry, who's really kind of down to 4 schools and just had some incredible quotes about Iowa, just how much he, watching in their development of point guards, and mentioned Bennett and just the program and everything. So he is he seems to be their top guy right now. Jackson Davis is another kid to watch, but Daughtry, number 17 overall player in the Rivals rankings, 6'2" guard from Florida. Talked to an in-state kid who plays in the EYBL, the Nike League, who played against Caden Daughtry in their first thing, and he just raves about the guy. And he's like, he just dominates the game as a guard and just makes plays and is just so tough. So I think that might be the guy that they feel like they've got the best shot with, but he's also, Miami's in there, and that Jai Lucas is doing a really good job recruiting players there, and Michigan right there. And Florida State. So he's got some good schools looking at him right now.
Creighton in Iowa, downtown Des Moines, middle of November. Do you know, Tom?
How about that?
Yeah, it's great. Whose home game would it be? And I guess where I'm going is, would that be a Big Ten network if I was the home game? Do you have any details on the TV that come with that game?
I don't. I haven't seen anything about TV, but that's the good thing is it's a home football weekend, so it's Purdue that weekend, so you can just kind of zip over to Des Moines after the game and get ready for some hoops the next day. So they've got. It seems like Ben might be doing more of these kind of one-off neutral site games, or I know they owe Xavier a road game. I believe they got to go to Cincinnati and play, and they'll have this game. So. I remember I talked to Ben last November when we were out in Palm Springs about like their MTE for the next year, and he said they tried to get into that Players Era tournament out in Vegas. And the Players Era people just told them, "Yeah, we're not interested in you," basically. And then I know it's wild. They just like, hey, they weren't. Maybe they'd be interested now.
I would hope.
I saw the list of schools.
Yeah.
I saw the list of schools, and they're not on them, but Rutgers is.
Yeah.
So.
And is UNLV on there just because it's in Vegas? Has to be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw them a bone. Yeah.
Date. Yeah.
Right.
I don't think every school gets the same amount of money.
No,
so
Kansas gets the most. I did see that.
Yeah.
Kansas comes away with more than anybody, which, I mean, there's some big name schools out there, some big name programs in Kansas. I get it, they're basketball school, but nonetheless.
Yeah, they get the money and then they misspend the money apparently lately. It was a lot easier when not everybody was spending for the Jayhawks.
That trend, how it works.
It's interesting, isn't it?
SEC football, kind of the same way.
Yeah, it's wild how this is changing, isn't it? Hey, Tom, I got one final thing for you. Iowa baseball, they wrap up the season on the road. They go to Nebraska this week, starting tonight against the top 25 Huskers, and then back here in Des Moines next weekend with Purdue coming to the capital city. Still good opportunity for them, obviously, to get into the Big Ten tournament. But what's it going to take, short of winning the Big Ten tournament, for them to be an NCAA tournament team? I think their RPI is 78 today. Like, they got to win 5 out of 6 and get to the championship of the Big Ten tournament. Is that kind of the hole that they've dug themselves into?
Yeah, I think they've got to make a tremendous run.
Yeah.
And to do that, Nebraska is ranked 25th. They've been scuffling a little bit lately.
Okay.
Purdue's had a pretty good season, but Iowa's playing better baseball. They won 2 of 3 against Illinois. They swept Indiana. 2 of 3 against Maryland. So they've kind of rebounded from that rough stretch where the USC, UCLA, and such, where they kind of got beaten up on. But honestly, it's kind of remarkable that they're going to even make the Big Ten tournament, given all the injuries to the pitching staff this year, with 3 of their better pitchers either
sounds like the
Cubs
Cubs
or missed a bunch of time. Yeah, it sounds like the Cubs. I mean, but look at what the Cubs are doing.
Yes,
Holy cow.
that's working. Yeah,
Crazy.
no doubt. Good stuff.
Crazy.
Tom, thanks for doing this as always, brother. Appreciate the Friday contribution as we always do. We'll talk to you in a week's time. Thanks, Tom.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Yep. Good to talk to you. Tom Kakert, HawkeyeReport.com. I just sent Sean a text. He's going to ask Connolly who the TV partner is for Creighton and Iowa. If you want to stay home and watch football and watch a little basketball at the same time or on a different channel, hopefully Connolly will have that idea. He's joining the boys at 4:00 today.
Speaking of television and basketball, that Duke situation.
Yeah, what's going on? I know that who was the Big Ten is the fly in the ointment, right?
Yes, because
ESPN wanted to give it up.
Right.
ACC Network obviously is ESPN.
Because the crazy part that I just never understood. So what the Big Ten's contention is, this is considered part of Big Ten territory, where the game is going to be played. That's Big Ten territory. And last year, Duke had the TV rights for the game in DC.
Okay.
And so that's supposed to alternate and go back to the Big Ten where they get that. So Amazon would not have rights to broadcast this game. The Big Ten would have the opportunity to sell the rights.
Did they jump the gun with the announcement?
The game's going to happen.
Yes, which you don't know how you're going to watch it.
You jumped.
Oh.
The game's going to happen. Duke will play somebody on Amazon. I don't know if it's going to be Michigan. I think.
Well, that loses some appeal, to say the least.
The other component is the release that was handed out about the game from Michigan. Not once in that press release that was sent out.
Say Amazon?
Amazon was not mentioned in that.
Just the fact that they're going to play.
Yes. I also saw some questions, and I kind of wonder the same kind of thing, is you look at where these games are going to be played. Why are Duke and UConn playing in Las Vegas? Okay, they're two national brands, but still, why isn't that at MSG? It goes back to those rights. That is considered territory, and both the Big East and the ACC would say, hey, that's our territory.
We want the
You
game.
can't sell that off to Amazon. Why, if Duke's playing Gonzaga and UConn, why is the Gonzaga game being played in Detroit? That doesn't make sense. Well, that is not Pac-12 territory in Detroit. That is not ACC territory.
Yes, folks, Gonzaga is now a member of the Pac-12.
That is why these games are being played in the locales that they are, to work around a little bit the reasoning behind
My
it.
God, the magnitude of those games potentially, right?
The Gonzaga game's the end of February, too. That's February 20th.
That late?
Yes. Which obviously Gonzaga, it's great for them to have an opponent.
Yeah, that's because
of that ilk.
I agree with you.
I remember so vividly when Gonzaga and Memphis played those series, when Memphis was still, were they in Conference USA at the time? But it's when Cal had it up and running at the highest level with Derrick Rose and that group, and how good they were. And then Gonzaga.
How much did Memphis pay Derrick Rose? Right?
Had to be a bundle.
Right.
Had to be a bundle.
Well, of course they couldn't pay.
No. In theory, right? We're not alleging anything.
If
Yes.
they could have, I guess we should have said. Memphis, yeah, that always made sense to me. Interesting. Well, good stuff. Always something, isn't there? We will head to break. Eugene Rapay is coming up next. But prior to doing so, speaking of money, here's your chance to win $1,000. You can head to KXNO.com now, or whichever station you're listening to. Head to that website or come on over to ours, KXNO.com. Since you're there, a pop-up box will appear, and in the pop-up box, type the keyword rich at KXNO.com. Your chance to win $1,000. Off the bench has more opportunities coming up throughout the afternoon. Sean Robertson, Ben Gislason manning the ship for 3 hours this afternoon. It's 1:25. Miller and Condon will be back with Eugene Rapay to talk Iowa State Trends plays of the day still to come. Circa Sports sponsors those. It's the Iowa Sports Radio Network.
We live here. We work here. We are your sports coverage in Iowa. 106.3 KXNO on the Iowa Sports Radio Network. Quick question. Want to go to Vegas with KXNO? We're giving away the Circa Silver Anniversary Experience. Flights, Circa Hotel, food money, stadium swim, sportsbook VIP access, and nights out with the KXNO crew. All for one lucky winner and a guest. And 5 more winners still get the Vegas hookup. You've got until June 28th to enter. Don't hear about it later. Be there. Only from KXNO and Circa.
Sign up now at KXNO.com.
In Des Moines, Chase is proud to root for the home team because they're our team too. We cheer from the bleachers and on the sidelines. We cheer for gymnasts and quarterbacks. And with over 5,000 Chase branches nationwide, we're right beside you, Des Moines. Neighborhood bankers, digital tools, national strength. Chase, make more of what's yours.
JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Voters are listening to the radio. Tons of them. If you're running for office, radio is where people are actually tuned in, not swiping past ads. Connect with communities everywhere and get on the air in just 48 hours. Visit winwithiheart.com. That's winwithiheart.com.
Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center designed to restore your confidence and your comfort and put you back in control. Get a clear plan, a private tailored experience, and judgment-free care at iowauro.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text EDGE to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text EDGE to 321-321. That's EDGE to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Charlie XCX has a brand new song. And it's on the newly released playlist on the free iHeartRadio app. Your no-cost destination to hear all of the songs that were just released, including Kenny Chesney, Carry On, The Rolling Stones, Khalid and Lauv, Farruko, and so much more. Open the free iHeartRadio app and search new to listen now.
More with Miller and Condon in 60 seconds, right here on 106.3 KXNO.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Miller and Condon on 106.3 KXNO and the Iowa Sports Radio Network.
All right, Miller and Condon, welcome back. Iowa Sports Radio Network, 1:30 on a Friday. Coming up in about 20 minutes or thereabouts, Trent's Plays of the Day. Circa Sports will sponsor those and does sponsor those. Trent will give us some plays. You can fade, you can follow, you can do what you want, but Circa Sports sponsors those each and every day. Working on Eugene Rapay from the Des Moines Register. Talk a little Iowa State with Eugene. Having trouble connecting with Eugene for the present, so hopefully we'll be able to make that work in the minutes to follow. As we mentioned earlier in the program, I think what word would describe it? I was not relieved, but I was pleased to see that the Big 12 schools turned down the opportunity to take that line of credit, if you will.
Yeah.
It seemed like a lose-lose at the time. Well, for the here and now, it's good, but it's not like you're going to get to keep that money.
Right.
It's going to come, that time to pay it back is going to be upon you at some point, and the interest rates aren't cheap by any means. I think it was 2031 they had to pay it back when the new television contracts go into effect. So pleased to see that at least, what have we got? 9, I think. 9 of the schools are waiting on a couple, but if everybody else is turning it down, I'd be surprised if one school is, everybody else is wrong. This is a really good idea.
Yes.
Right?
If you can, and maybe it's just as simple as getting your head above water and feeling if you get that kind of momentum and you can carry it forward and it leads to a playoff bid in college football playoff, it leads to a deep run in the NCAA tournament that in turn, you're going to take that investment and go a step further. That'd be the theory. I don't think I buy it.
No, I'm with you. All right, Eugene Rapay coming up, DesMoinesRegister.com. We will speak with him. Obviously, we'll get into the signing from earlier this week. Boy, TJ I get these from there, etc. But his roots run very deeply in the state of Wisconsin. He seldom misses when he goes after somebody in that state. Wisconsin has been very, very good to Iowa State and to Ames. Eugene, Trent, and Ken, thanks for giving us a few minutes here today. Donovan Davis, the latest from the state of Wisconsin, to commit to play for the Cyclones. And by the sounds of things, and when you look at the schools that Iowa State beat, by the sounds of things, they've got a good one potentially in Donovan Davis. What sealed the deal, do you think, Eugene? Do you have any clarity, any intel on what ultimately persuaded Donovan Davis? Was it TJ himself? What persuaded Davis to become a Cyclone?
It's a combination of many different things. You look at Iowa State's success, but also just their development and what they've been able to do with players coming from Wisconsin, keeping that pipeline alive, and of course TJ's success in recent years. But also, I think one big thing was the continuity. Of course, you lose J.R. Blunt and you lose Kyle Green, 2 big recruiters, but this was something that TJ and his staff had actually anticipated for. So Nate Schmidt, who was still on staff, was started to get really involved with the recruitment. And then he met with Alan Hansen and Tim Buckley, the new assistant coaches. So they've been able to kind of keep that connection going, keep that continuity going. So even when those 2 key assistants left, there was still that good connection with the program. And of course, TJ Otzelberger at the helm. And I also think just that pipeline from Wisconsin to Iowa State has been so huge. And like you mentioned, they got him against a good Final 5 list, beat out Iowa, beat out Marquette, beat out Wisconsin. So they did a good job of luring him out there and bringing him to Ames.
You look at maybe the sweet spot of high school recruiting for programs like Iowa State. We know what the top 10 guys in the country go for and the amount of money that it's going to cost, probably not realistic, but is there a sweet spot, those players ranked, between 25 and 100, still really good players, maybe a touch more development to them. And on top of it, maybe guys that are going to stick around for a couple of years on top of it. Could this become the secret sauce for TJ Otzelberger and company?
Yeah, I think also when you look at back then, pre-NIL, there was always that debate too, like one and done versus the guys, if you get multiple 4-star guys or guys that are still in the top 100, top 50 quality players that you can still develop. Of course, you can never predict too much into the future nowadays with the transfer portal and NIL, but I do agree with you that there is definitely, it feels like that there is some sort of sweet spot there where you get those 4-star guys who are willing to buy in, still quality players, still, I don't want to say, I guess a little more affordable than those blue chip 5-star guys. But I also think it does help when you have that kind of that blueprint there, or that kind of archetype where you have those players who you look at Iowa State's freshman class who are now coming back as sophomores. A lot of those guys like Killian Toure and Jamarian Bateman and Dominicus Plata, they were all 4-star guys and they're coming back. So I think that's all promising as well. And you would hope, if you're an Iowa State fan, that Davis is here for the long haul.
Yeah, no doubt about it. As they hope TJ's here for the long haul, because the recruiting, the deals he's able to seal when you get these recruits, etc., and the teams that he's able to put on the floor. Eugene, it seems like it would be a really bad year for something to unfold that Iowa State's not in, at least in contention. And I might even go a step further and say this: it's almost to the point now where you expecting Iowa State to hear their name called on Selection Sunday. That's where that program seemingly is right now. Is that over the top?
No, I think that's 100% spot on. I mean, when you make the Sweet 16 3 times in the last 5 years, you start getting accustomed to being in the NCAA tournament, especially for Otzelberger, who's made it to the big dance every year since he's taken over. He's the only coach in Iowa State history to lead Iowa State there 5 years in a row. 6 is looking pretty good. And when you talk about tournament expansion 2 to 76, that feels a little bit better. And so I think that the odds right now for Iowa State to just continue making the big dance are huge, but that is definitely the new standard now, the expectation. Of course, you don't want to be entitled, but when you start winning that much, or when you start making it to the Sweet 16 that many times, or getting to a second weekend, it starts becoming the new standard and the new expectation.
When you take a look forward at next season and the new faces that are there, we've seen guys that have popped, we've seen others that haven't. It's 5 new guys coming in there out of the transfer portal. Is there a name or two that you really like that think are going to be a good fit and are going to have to become big-time factors for this Cyclone team?
Yeah, I think when you look at those, the transfers that they're bringing in, I think each guy brings in a different skill set or a different need, or addresses a different need on the roster. So I'm pretty excited for all 5 of them. I'm curious to see, because we've seen TJ Altenberger take those guys from mid-major, lower levels and really squeeze every last ounce of them to help them produce at a big power conference level. But the couple of guys that I'm most curious about, or most interested in, or most excited about is, I think for a long-term piece, Trey Singleton. He was a 4-star recruit coming out of high school. In the transfer portal, he was another 4-star prospect. I think he's another one of those versatile big men. Seems to be kind of the archetype that Altenberger has been leaning towards in the last couple of years. And I think that he's a guy that has a really high ceiling. And then you look at some of those redshirt seniors, like I think Leon Bond is going to be one who's going to be great, from Northern Iowa, started his career at Virginia. Just a versatile guy that can bring that slasher element, finish plays above the rim. He's got a steady 3-point shot, but he's just defensively a dog. And then I think Jaquan Johnson is a guy that I'm intrigued to see. 5'11", he's listed at, might not be the biggest, but he was Defensive Player of the Year in his conference. Just a two-way contributor. Gives Iowa State another playmaker. You pair him with Toure in the backcourt. That's going to be another frustrating backcourt defensive tandem for opponents to deal with. He can shoot, he can score, and he's tough. So I'm curious to see how that translates over to the Big 12 as well.
And we know that they're going to end up in Vegas. Have you and Hines decided who's going to cover that for the Register? You got it last year. Does that mean Travis is going to get the Vegas trip this year, or are you going back? Do you know yet?
Travis and I have had preliminary talks, and you never want to count your chickens yet, but it's looking like a return trip for me, potentially.
Nice. Good for you. It's a great tournament. Look, it's really the who's who again this year, and they've made some necessary tweaks to this event, right? We've got a bracket. We were in the throes of it, and we really did you have a good feel, Trent, for how this thing was going to unfold as far what has to happen for Iowa State to get to that?
Well, and there wasn't a championship. It was stupid. And it drove me absolutely crazy, as you know, and you're talking about point differentials, and we're getting back now to a true bracket the way it should be, but a 16-team bracket for Iowa State in the side that they're on, which means, is it a guaranteed 4 games minimum? Do you know, Eugene, if it's going to be 4 games, or is it only going to be 4 games, say, if you get to a championship game? Do you know the structure of how the players' era is going to look with that 16-team bracket?
Yeah, they haven't released the schedule or the official bracket yet, so I'm curious about that as well. I've heard preliminary rumors saying that everyone's guaranteed at least 3, and then a 4th if you go all the way far enough for the consolation. But yeah, especially too with MTEs, we've only really seen like the 8-team brackets. We've never seen a 16-team bracket, and I know that the NCAA is relaxed on a lot of those rules now where you can play a 4th game. So I'm curious to see how that works out. I think that this will be the first time that has ever been sanctioned by the NCAA. So this is going to be a new experience for a lot of teams, but it'll definitely be a lot better than point differentials, tiebreakers, or being the odd man out when you win your first couple of games in the group stage. And then unfortunately, because you didn't make a layup at the last second, or maybe you missed a free throw, you don't make the money matches.
I'm with you. Let's talk a little football. It is up next prior to getting to basketball season. Eugene, I saw a piece, the ESPN, they put out their forecast for their post-spring forecast for all the schools in the Big 12. They have Iowa State picked 16th and last. Everybody's kind of in the same boat, right? It's so new. These players, very little about. Everybody left, and then they got a whole new group of players in. We have no idea that, what their strengths are going to be, at least at this point. Is that fair, or is that taking the easy way out? I don't know anything about them. I'll pick them last. I thought that was kind of, I'm not saying that they're going to win the conference by any means, but I don't think they're going to finish last. Do you?
I personally don't think they'll finish last. I think that they'll scrape for a couple wins there. I know it's definitely not going to be an easy road for them, but I think that this might just be a product of, whether it's ESPN or the Vegas odds makers. Like, for example, I saw DraftKings had Iowa State finishing second to last or the second to last odds for winning a Big 12 title.
Yep.
So I think it's just a byproduct of the massive roster turnover. If you're a guy from the outside looking in, you're going to be a little skeptical when you see where a lot of these players are coming from, whether it's Division II, FCS, or a lower Division I. There's not too many power conference transfers, and especially in this day and age, I'm sure if you're not in there or you're not familiar with Rogers, you're probably going to be very low on them. So I think that that's just a product of what we're seeing. Of course, if you're an Iowa State fan or a season ticket holder, you're going to hope for a better result. But right now, there's just so many unknowns, and that's definitely a part of it too. But I also think that just looking at where these players are coming from versus some of the other incoming transfers at other schools, it's not exactly apples. It's not exactly 1-to-1, or it's not exactly the same.
You mentioned season tickets. Any idea what the renewal rate is as far as football, Eugene? Has Pollard or the university released any ticket info here as we're in the early May?
Yeah, nothing released officially yet, but Mr. Hines and I have actually put in a couple of requests in, so we're very curious about that as well, keeping an eye on that. And then also once the season unfolds as well, sometimes I'm not saying this is an Iowa State thing, but you look at other schools, they'll announce a certain attendance, but your eyes, when you're looking at the stadium, it shows a different number. So we're going to keep an eye on not only ticket sales, but also the actual physical ticket scans.
I wish more people would.
For how many people are actually coming.
Yeah, I wish more people would. That's awesome.
A couple of years ago with Iowa basketball, that was definitely eye-opening as opposed to the tickets sold.
But the sellout streak in Nebraska is legit, and I don't want to hear anything about it.
Oh, Husker Kenny is back again. Thought we got rid of him, and now we're number one. He's back once again. Eugene, last thing from me. No spring portal, obviously, as we all know at this point. Washington State, though, did have that with Jimmy Rogers a year ago. We saw what happened with the running back this week. How impactful, how tough does that make getting everything right going back to January and February when they're bringing these guys in, not having what you had before with the spring portal?
It's kind of a double-edged sword, because when you did have the spring portal, you have to account for players who might be leaving or surprise exits at the last second before, it's the last chance to jump ship before the season ends. But so when you look back at the December portal, or when it was first open, or now the only portal period, there's a little bit of relief there. You already know what you're working with. You know what you got. You're set. You don't have to worry about who's staying, who's going. These are the players you can go forward with off season. No pressure on, or no worries or anxieties for who might leave once May or April rolls around. But now here we are, where you did mention now the running backs are thin. You lose Jackson. You have a lot out for whoever, an undetermined amount of time, but it looks pretty serious by the looks of his knee scooter and his cast. So you kind of wish you could dip into a portal and have that second period. I think there's just pros and cons. And unfortunately for Iowa State, they're unlucky this time around. But I'm very curious to see how they manage that. It sounds like it'll be more Aiden Flora, it'll be more Cameron Petaway, and maybe, hopefully, they'll get a lot sooner than later, and maybe they'll work them in as well. But definitely very, very thin, and I'm sure Jimmy Rogers would have loved that second period, that second transfer opportunity to hit on some running backs.
Absolutely. Eugene Rapay from the Des Moines Register, DesMoinesRegister.com for Iowa State, Eugene Rapay and Travis Hines. Thanks, Eugene. As always, we will track you down in a week's time if your schedule allows. Thanks, Eugene. Have a great weekend.
Same to you guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah, good to talk to you. Eugene Rapay putting in a FOIA request for the season ticket numbers. That's great. I wish more people on the beat. I would love to know actual attendance numbers. Like you said, the Iowa number from a couple of years. Didn't you weren't you able to get that number for the men?
It wasn't me.
But somebody funneled it to you.
Yes. Yeah. And I think the Gazette was the one that had
That's
it
not what it was?
Yes, I think that's where it came from initially. A few more people started digging in, and there were eye-opening numbers.
Oh my gosh.
Because you got your base back then of 7,000-8,000 season ticket holders. We know it's not that, but maybe it's 4,000 or 5,000. And there were a couple of dates. It was like 2,200 for men's basketball at the University of Iowa.
I think Cyclone fans will just renew.
I'm not sure.
Or do they want to see a year of what it's going to look like? It's got to be incredible.
There were a lot of hurt feelings.
No, without a doubt. And then did you see the piece on the I think it was Jim Trotter from the Big Matt Campbell piece that published earlier this week?
I didn't.
It's a long piece at ESPN.com. And when it comes to Rocco Becht and him leaving, one of the final people that he talked to and listened to ultimately on his decision, do you know who it was? And this can't go over well.
Jimmy Rogers?
No. I mean, one of the anointed Iowa State athletes, one of the most popular Iowa State athletes ever, Brock Purdy. And
Really?
Rocco Becht had a conversation. And I according to the article, Rocco seemed to take to heart what Purdy had to say to follow Campbell. Not saying would have stayed at Iowa State,
right?
But I'm sure he had other offers to go other places.
Yeah.
But I wondered how Brock Purdy was seen in the eyes of Cyclone fans because they hate Rocco.
Yes.
I mean, they do. I get it. Not hate. Some do.
Some do.
Yeah, some do.
Yeah.
Same way about Audie Crooks.
Yes.
Right?
That's the fandom.
Yeah, I know.
Certainly comes through.
Thank God for him.
Yes.
Thank God for him.
We need them.
Yeah, but I just wondered how they felt when Brock Purdy apparently was he was quoted in the piece. Rocco reached out to him, and maybe a deciding factor to push him out the door. We'll come back and finish up the program. Trent's Plays of the Day are next. Circa Sports sponsors those. It's the Iowa Sports Radio Network.
This June, the Legends of Golf return to Des Moines. The 2026 Principal Charity Classic at Wakanda Club, June 10th through 14th, where legends of the game compete and every swing helps support Iowa youth. Bring the whole family. Tickets start at just $25 and kids 15 and under get in free. Get your tickets now at principalcharityclassic.com. The Principal Charity Classic, because out here, it's more than golf.
Quick question. Want to go to Vegas with KXNO? We're giving away the Circa Silver Anniversary Experience. Flights, Circa Hotel, food money, stadium swim, sportsbook VIP access, and nights out with the KXNO crew. All for one lucky winner and a guest. And 5 more winners still get the Vegas hookup. You've got until June 28th to enter. Don't hear about it later. Be there. Only from KXNO and Circa.
Sign up now at KXNO.com.
Now here's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Rich. That's rich. Enter it now.
KXNO.com.
If you're thinking about upgrading your HVAC system, Green's Appliance Heating and Cooling is turning up the value. For a limited time, when you purchase a new qualifying HVAC system, you'll receive a free water heater included. That means improved comfort, better efficiency, and dependable hot water, all in one smart upgrade. Professional installation, trusted local technicians, and comfort you can count on. Don't miss this limited time offer. Call Greens today or schedule online at greensahc.com.
The world's largest sports book in Las Vegas is available right at your fingertips in Iowa. Trent Condon here for Circa Sports. The Circa Sports Iowa app is sports betting the way it should be. Bet anywhere in Iowa and experience high betting limits, tight money line splits, and exceptional customer service. Download your new bookie today. Visit circasports.com and start betting like a pro from anywhere in Iowa. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Voters are listening to the radio, and they're really listening. If you're running for office, radio gets your message heard, not scrolled past. Reach communities everywhere and be on the air in just 48 hours. Go to winwithiheart.com. That's winwithiheart.com.
Remember how you felt when you were 25? Your morning workouts were a breeze. You had a drive that kicked in way before your first cup of coffee. Does it feel like you're losing your edge? You know, it might not be your age. It could be low testosterone. At Mentality, we'll get to the bottom of what's really going on and build a personalized plan using testosterone replacement and peptide therapies to help restore your energy, focus, and drive. Get back to being the guy you used to be. Book your appointment with Mentality at lowtusa.com. Again, that's lowtusa.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together, like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. Money is on the line. Always say hello with Quo. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ Bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and 0 weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's radio to 64,000.
You're listening to Miller and Condon. Off the bench with Sean Roberts and Lucas Strain is on deck here on 106.3 KXNO and the Iowa Sports Radio Network.
Minutes, Miller and Condon, welcome back. Trent's Plays of the Day, Circa Sports sponsor those coming up momentarily. Want to read this from Cyclones. Really good tweet. Zero ill will toward Rocco. Graduated from Iowa State. Gave Iowa State a discount. At least the last couple of years. He was great for the community. He even wrote a check for youth football. Didn't he do something for Boone after the tragedies in Boone? Right. I'm sure he did. Rocco will always be a Cyclone. Appreciative for what he did. It's completely understandable, this transferring. So there's certainly some that see it that way, and good for them. Zonaclone, well done. Good tweet. Appreciate you listening. All right, Trent, let's get to your plays of the day. Circa Sports sponsor those. If you missed the announcement earlier, love to have you at Circa with the crew from KXNOs. We're heading out there in August. Can't wait. Going to be a blast. Details on the Miller and Condon page.
Absolutely. It's tweeted out there. Grand prize winner, airfare, 3 nights hotel, and a lot of VIP experiences at Circa for our silver anniversary with KXNO. 3-1 yesterday.
Love it. Stacking them up.
Over the last week.
That's 2.
We're still down 9.5 units. I know. All right, here we go. We got 5 plays. A lot in the NBA tonight. I'm playing both home teams. Just gonna take the Sixers.
Blindly playing both home teams?
No.
Okay.
Zigzag. The Sixers hung around without Embiid.
They did.
I think they're going to shoot the ball well.
And is Embiid back?
Don't care.
Okay.
They play better without him.
Well.
And I'm taking the Wolves.
Oh, I hope you're right.
I believe in the toughness.
And what's
the home crowd?
5?
4.5.
4.5.
I was looking for a 5, couldn't find one out there.
There was earlier in the market.
There was, yep. But it was gobbled up quickly. I did notice that when it did pop. Also going to play Naz Reid over tonight as we go into the props.
Okay.
Unjuiced.bet is where I've been finding these prop bets. Naz Reid over 11.5 points in the ball game. And then 2 baseball props for tonight. We're going to go Lopez for the A's over 4.5 strikeouts for him. And Matt Olson over 1.5 total bases.
What a year he is having.
Yes.
Well, his team's pretty good too.
Cover off the ball.
No doubt about it. No NHL plays.
Nothing.
Okay.
Should I play the Wild tomorrow night?
Oh, they're just so damn good. They really are. That's going to do it for us. We appreciate you being with us. We'll do it again on Monday. Coming up next, off the bench, Chris Connolly from the Iowa Event Center at 4. Miller and Condon talk sports with you every Monday through Friday from noon until 2 on the Iowa Sports Radio Network. Have a wonderful weekend.